1, 2, 3.
Ready. Newsstand versus Newsletter embarks on a journey of a classic wrestling year. Were the PWI readers accurate with their assessment of talent? Were the Wrestling Observer newsletter subscribers more right than wrong? Join longtime friends Scotty and Andrew as they talk about Newsstand versus Newsletter.
Welcome to another episode of Newsstand versus Newsletter. I am your host, the future Hall of Famer, Scotty B. I'm going to bring my co-host in, Mr. Andrew, no last name needed. Here he comes right now, everybody. He's wearing a hot rod hat. So let's give away the year we're doing, which is going to be 1985, the year Back to the Future, my favorite movie of all time, was released. And I'll tell you something about Back to the Future. We're going to veer into that real quick. You've watched all three, right?
Of course.
Did you never notice how dark Doc is in part 1 compared to part 2 and 3?
Never noticed.
Oh, man. Like, I rewatched part 1 a few weeks ago. Doc's a badass motherfucker the first, half hour of that movie. Like, he's not,
Oh, dark, personality-wise.
Yeah.
He was, tanned.
Well, no, why the fuck I care about that? I'm not racist.
No, I was confused.
But, you know what I mean? Did you ever notice that? He's real dark in part 1. Not when he goes to the 50s. Even in the 50s, he's a little fucking weird. But once they hit part 2, he's more cartoonish. But part 1, man, he's a dark character. Just think about it this way: you're hanging with your pal. Some reason he's hanging with a 17-year-old boy, which is really creepy to begin with.
I know.
That's real fucking weird.
Are they ever going to do a prequel where they explain how the fuck they even became pals?
I don't know. But anyway, think about it. You're hanging out with your 60-year-old man friend, and he's got a fucking car. And think about the fact where Marty tries to get out of the way, but Doc's like, no, come back. Okay, I'll get in front of the car. That's mind-boggling to me that happened in that movie. That movie is very odd. Part 1 is very good, but compared to part 2 and 3, it's a very different movie. Do you agree?
Well, in part 2 is when they started with the Marty having a problem with being called a chicken. If it was mentioned at all in the first one, it was barely.
Yeah, it wasn't mentioned at all. It was never mentioned.
Yeah.
It's very strange. But anyway, that's my thing about 1985. So 1985, what was Andrew doing in 1985?
That was the year that I discovered professional wrestling. Everything prior to 85, wrestling and boxing were interchangeable to me. They just took place in a ring, and I didn't give a shit about it. And thanks to the LJNs, I got into wrestling, and I was into it by the end of 85. I remember having magazines. I remember renting Coliseum Home videos and also the AWA tapes.
Question for you.
Grand Prix on TV, and it was just... I wish I could go back and do it, because imagine being a kid and you get into wrestling in 2022 now, and AEW is great and all, but it's on relatively late depending on your time
and
zone.
It's not really meant for kids. AEW is not meant for kids. No, it's meant for adults.
85 was the perfect time to get into wrestling, because that's when they had Hulk Hogan's Rockin' Wrestling, the toys. It was just
Let me ask you this. What's your first Coliseum video you ever got? Do you remember? That's a good one, eh?
I can't remember if it was Hulkamania or Hulkster. It was, there was this corner store called Elliott's, and on the corner, Wright Street and whatever. And they had a few wrestling tapes on the side and the bottom.
Keep talking about it. I'm going to feedback out real quick. Keep going.
They had some wrestling tapes, and I remember renting the Hulkster, and I think there was an Andre the Giant one at one time, and then I never saw it until I owned it on DVD. I don't know what happened at the store. Somebody must have rented it and never took it back. But after the Hulkster or Hulkamania, I can't remember which one. I think it's Hulkster. I couldn't tell you the order.
Yes, here we go. So,
Yeah.
the Future Hall of Famers come back.
I'm so glad you have all day to do this, and you wait until we're recording.
Well, no. He was sleeping. And he just woke up. So I was like, I got to feed him because I don't feed him. He'll be behind us the whole time fucking meowing. He's a big fan of food. It's okay. I heard you. I could hear you. I had the headphones going. No, it's interesting with the Andre. You keep going with you in 85. Sorry, I cut you off.
Oh, yeah. I was just saying, I don't remember even if the Hulkster was the first one. I think it was. And then I think Hulkamania. And there was a lot of overlap. I think the Sheik match was on both, and there may have been a couple other matches. The
Hulkster one was only 30 minutes, wasn't it? It was not long.
An hour.
It was an hour. Okay.
And Hulkamania was 90 minutes.
Yeah.
Hulkster had him and Schultz and him and Beefcake, and Hulkamania had him and Orndorff from the 84 series that they had.
Yeah. You keep going with your 85 stuff.
Oh, no, I was just saying, I don't remember the order in which I watched Coliseum Home Videos at all. No.
My 85 was interesting. A bit of a blurry, but so I was still into the racetrack stuff, so I was going there. But the way my Saturdays worked, I told you this in our, I guess we call it pre-production meeting last night. We got a pre-production. Well, I mean, there's 12 people watching. Yeah. Or it could be a few people listening. My Saturdays will consist of get up Saturday morning, watch the cartoons. I would have been 7 in 85. Watch cartoons. And that's how I probably realized wrestling, because I probably seen Rock and Wrestling, and that was a big thing. Meet my grandfather around 12:30, go to the racetrack until 5, go to his place at night, Mm-hmm. So wrestling to me, I told a memory about when I was a kid, my grandfather knew the local wrestlers, and they brought me in to meet the Cruise Assassin. I've already told that story.
Did you see any of the Saturday's main events when they happened in 85?
No, I knew about them. I knew they existed. But it was I was 7, dude. I wasn't saying until 12:30, right? Because I remember watching the Golden Girls with my mother and sister and seeing the quick promo. I'm thinking, oh my god, that's the Hulkster off my cartoon, and they're like, yeah, it's until 12:30. My first Saturday's main event I seen live was March of '88. Yeah, what was yours?
It was one that had, and I know this is going to sound ridiculous, especially when I say it. I remember the George Animal Steel Randy Savage match, which doesn't really narrow it down too much.
Yeah, they had 8 of them.
I know, so many. I remember that vividly. And you know how it was when you were a kid? You see a couple of the matches or angles, and then you start to your blinks last a little bit longer. And eventually you wake up in the morning and you miss the Coco Beware or the Butch Reed match at the end of the show that they slap on.
Well, the thing is that for me, I got March of '88 was mine. I remember I taped it and I watched that shit to fucking death, man. I watched that Saturday event. It was I can tell you right now, it was Savage and DiBiase, Hogan and Race. Hold on. One man gang and Campatera.
Yeah.
And was it Rude and Coco at the end?
It's funny, for a guy who likes to call himself a wrestling fan, I have a hard time remembering what matches were on which Saturday Night's main events. Even the ones that I really love, I couldn't tell you the full card with 100% certainty. I'd always be maybe at the end.
Well, the end match is tough because it's just it's a quick draw match. Get them out, but my 85 consists of a lot of harness racing. Still into wrestling. My dad liked wrestling, so I think I probably watched it with him. And got my first action figure in 85, Junkyard Dog and Andre the Giant. That was really cool. And so that was my 85. So we're going to hop right into sports of 1985. So in the NFL, the draft was held on April 30th to May 1st. New York City Omni Park Central Hotel. With the first pick, the Buffalo Bills selected defensive end Bruce Smith. And he was really fucking good. So definitely did not bust with that guy because he was the bomb. Who's the best record? Go ahead.
Wait a second. Since we've been doing this, would you say Peyton was the best first pick?
Yeah, I would think so. Patrick Mahomes didn't go in the first overall, so yeah. God. Yeah. Okay, so best. What's that?
It's disappointing that it's such an easy answer. I was hoping that we would think about it for a bit.
Well, I mean, it's tough. There was a lot of busts in the 80s with first round picks, first overall picks. There was a lot of busts. This is not a bust. Bruce Smith was awesome. Probably one of the best defensive players of all time. Best record in the league in 1985.
Bears.
The Chicago Bears at 15-1. You know who they lost to?
Was it Cardinals?
Miami, which is pretty crazy because think about it. The other team with the only undefeated season before the Patriots. And technically, Miami went the whole way because they won the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. Miami beat Chicago to make them not be undefeated when they won the Super Bowl. So that's pretty crazy. Yeah. Worst records. There's two teams, actually.
Patriots?
Nope.
Oh, no, obviously not. I'm stupid. Okay. I'm going to say Rams. And you said there's two. The other one, Eagles?
Bills and Buccaneers, 2-14 for both.
Of course.
Bears beat the Patriots 46-10. The Bears shut out the first two playoff games. They shut both teams out. So they only let 10 points the entire playoffs. That was a hell of a Falcon defense. Most valuable player, Marcus Allen for the Raiders. Coach of the year, Mike Ditka for Chicago. And that's, strange, John, because guys that win to the Super Bowl don't win Coach of the Year, but I think the Bengals coach might get it this year. He might get Coach of the Year. Offensive player of the year, Marcus Allen. Defensive player of the year, Mike Singletary for Chicago. Offensive rookie of the year, Eddie Brown for Cincinnati. Defensive rookie of the year, Dwayne Bickett for Indianapolis. What's my cat doing back there? Man of the year, Dwight Stevenson for Miami. And Super Bowl MVP, Richard Dent for Chicago. All right, let's hop into Major League Baseball. Best record.
Was it Kansas City?
You're St. Louis Cardinals, 101-61. Worst record.
Was it Padres?
Pittsburgh Pirates, 57-104. Royals beat the Cardinals 4-3. That was a questionable one. You ever see what happened in that one?
Yes.
Yeah.
The thing is, I don't view them as my Cardinals until after the Expos are done.
Yeah, but it was still pretty bad what happened. Most valuable player, Don Mattingly for the Yankees. For the National League, Willie McGee for the Cardinals. Cy Young. Brent Sedrick, I can't pronounce his last name. He's from the Royals. He's a pitcher. Dwight Gooden for the Mets. Fucking crazy. The guy was like 24 and won Cy Young. Rookie of the year, Ozzie Goen for Chicago. Vince Coleman for St. Louis. Manager of the year, Bobby Cox for the Toronto Blue Jays. Not the Toronto Blue Jays, Toronto Blue Jays. And Willie Hazarog for St. Louis. And NBA best record.
Boston?
63-19, baby. Worst record. There's two teams, actually.
I'm going to guess the Clippers and Suns.
No, you were incorrect. It was the Golden State Warriors and the Indiana Pacers. It's 22-60. The Lakers beat Boston 4-2 in the finals. Most valuable player went to Larry Bird, the Boston Celtics. Rookie of the year went to Michael Jordan. Remember, we go into 85. It goes 84-85, right? That's why. So he rookie of the year, obviously. He was a fucking freak. Defensive player of the year, Mike Eaton for Utah. Sixth man is Kevin McHale for Boston. And coach of the year, Don Nelson for Milwaukee. And last but not least, the National Hockey League. Go ahead.
Also, I just want to give major props to my boy, Dominique Wilkins, for winning the slam dunk competition that year.
Was he like 3'4"? He was really small.
No, I was just in Spud Webb.
Okay. NHL. Best record.
Edmonton.
Flyers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, 53-20-7. Worst record.
Chicago.
Your Toronto Maple Leafs.
Sticking them too, man.
20-52-8. Maple Leafs fans would love to hear that. In the finals, Edmonton beat the Flyers 4-1. Art Ross went to Wayne Gretzky. Calder Trophy went to Mario Lemieux. Conn Smythe went to Wayne Gretzky. Hart Trophy went to Wayne Gretzky. Jack Adams.
Sorry to interrupt, but how about two rookies in the same year, Jordan and Lemieux?
I know. That's crazy.
That's really good. I don't remember who was in the NFL or baseball.
NFL doesn't have a rookie of the year. Oh, yeah, they do. Defensive and Eddie Brown, Dwight Bickett. I don't know either one of them. And I don't have one for baseball. Oh, yeah. Honestly, get one. Go in for Chicago. He's known. Vince Coleman, never heard of him.
Vince Coleman, you never heard of? You don't remember when He had the whole like fireworks incident.
No.
Oh wow.
What happened?
I don't want to like we're completely in left field, literally. I don't remember exactly what happened, but he got like arrested for like mid-season for fireworks or something like that, and I don't know exactly.
Oh, all right.
Vince Coleman, I'm surprised you don't remember him. Look him up right now, Vince Coleman.
No, because I got my fucking cam up and shit. I don't want to go through all that.
Fine.
If anyone knows the story, write it in the fucking in the all three is right in the comments. You fuckers like and comment. All right. Hart Trophy. The best coach Mike Keenan for the Flyers. Best defenseman Paul Coffey for the Oilers. I actually know his cousin. I used to hang out with her. Vezina Trophy. I cannot pronounce this motherfucker's name. Peli Leberg.
Oh, Pelle Lindbergh. He's the one who died in the offseason in a car accident.
Oh, okay. All right, so that's probably what Ron Hextall got in there. All right, so that is sports for the year 1985. So what we're going to do right now is I'm going to hop into the top 20 wrestlers by the Wrestling Observer by the yearbook. And then what we'll do is we'll let you hop into the happenings of 1985. I can jump in here and there if you don't mind. I won't cut you off, but we'll kind of go that route. So top 20 wrestlers in 1980 by the Wrestling Observer. Number 20, Great Muta. Not called the Great Muta, but I'm not trying to pronounce his name when he's not called the Great Muta.
Keiji Muta.
Well, I know that part, but the other name he had. The long fucking name he had before that.
Muta?
Yeah, he was a rookie. He had a different name.
Super Black Ninja in Florida.
No, he had like...
I think it was Black Ninja in Puerto Rico.
I can't remember it. But anyway, Yatsu for number 19. Your boy Rick Martel at number 18. Davey Boy Smith at number 17. Butch Reed at 16. Terrible Terry Funk at 15. Tiger Mask at 14. Akira Maida at 13. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat at 12. Chris Adams at 11. Randy Savage at 10. Bobby Eaton at 9. Terry Gordy at 8. Fujinami at 7. Ricky Chozu at 6. Give me the top 5. 5-1. Go 5 first, then I'll take you right with 5.
Fujinami?
I already said Fujinami, who's 7.
Oh, sorry. Jumbo?
No.
Tender?
No, Brody.
Brody, of course.
Number 4.
Wyndham?
Nope, I'll give you one more shot.
Orndorff?
Hansen. Number 3.
Is it Wyndham?
Ted DiBiase.
Yeah, he was my next guess.
Number 2. Don't pick Wyndham again. Let's say that.
No. Dynamite Kid?
You are correct. You are correct. And number 1.
Ric Flair.
The Nature Boy, Ricky Flair. All right. We're going pretty smooth so far. We haven't had any technical difficulties yet. I'm pretty impressed. I probably just jinxed it. All right. So that's mine there. You jump into some of the happenings in 1985, a.k.a. per the Wrestling Observer, and then we'll go from there. Or, sorry, PWI.
Yeah. According to Pro Wrestling Illustrated, this is the 1985 year in review. Some little snippets. 1985 saw an incredible expansion of wrestling on cable television. U.S. cable network broadcasts 3 different programs of WWF Wrestling Weekly. Atlanta Superstation WTBS airs 4 hours of World Championship area wrestling each weekend. ESPN broadcasts a 90-minute AWA program twice each week. MSG Cable Network broadcasts both WWF and World Class area wrestling.
I heard they did World Class. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Huh,
even FNN, the Financial News Network, has joined the bandwagon, broadcasting Polynesian Pacific Wrestling every Saturday evening.
Wait a second. Is that All Japan they're showing?
Polynesian Pro. It's from Hawaii. It's
Maivia's promotion. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. 1985 saw locally syndicated wrestling shows grow in strength in the same manner cable TV wrestling did. A mid-year set of Arbitron ratings showed that 4 of the top 5 syndicated sports shows in the country are wrestling shows. Mid-South Wrestling was number 1, followed in rank by Mid-Atlantic Wrestling, Power Pro Wrestling, and World Class Championship Wrestling. The 5th place finisher was This Week in Baseball. Also, for the first time ever, a wrestling card was broadcast live via nationwide syndication. The Florida-based Battle of the Belts card, September 2 in Tampa, was seen on free TV throughout Florida and in such cities as Boston, Dallas, and Charlotte, North Carolina.
You know what's interesting? Did you talk about Mania? Is that what you were talking about with the national one, or did you get to that yet?
That was the Battle of Belts.
Okay, well, when you get to Mania, I'll jump in there. Go ahead.
Yes. 1985 saw the first national closed-circuit television presentation of a major wrestling card as the WWF's March 31 WrestleMania event was beamed to over 125 theater and arena locations coast to coast. While the 1983 and 1984 Thanksgiving Day Starrcade cards paved the way for WrestleMania by being broadcast to closed-circuit television locations throughout Mid-Atlantic, no wrestling card ever came close to reaching the numbers of people that WrestleMania did. And WrestleMania, in turn, paved the way for the first of a series of WWF-sponsored pay-per-view events broadcast nationwide over local cable television outlets.
It's funny to say a multiple. They only had one pay-per-view in 85. Technically, see, the thing about Mania was, people don't get, there was parts, they did have a pay-per-view in certain areas.
Yeah.
It was very, very, I think, did you ever hear what happened in Pittsburgh?
No.
In Pittsburgh, the feed went out. And so what they did, they gave it to them on free TV like a week later.
That sucks.
Yeah. Oh, fuck. You know how that works. Like, but I mean, yeah, they did on pay-per-view like very limited. And then they did Wrestling Classic, which was considered a bomb on pay-per-view. It was just very disorganized.
You know, completely unrelated. There was a question asked on Facebook, I believe, and it was, what was the first card you remember as a kid thinking, this sucks? And I put down Survivor Series 91 because I remember at the time just thinking, this is not good.
Oh, Survivor Series 90 wasn't that good. Fuck, I remember that. No, that was going to suck.
The thing about Survivor Series 90 that I liked as a kid was that I received it the day after the show. My uncle had watched it and taped it, and I was so jazzed for it, seeing it live, and I liked the idea of the Ultimate Survivors match, the debut of Taker. I like that ending sequence.
Yeah, I guess it was.
Survivor Series 91, I couldn't think of anything salvageable about that.
Well,
show.
they were just pumping up that Tuesday in Texas shit. That's all that Survivor Series 91 was for.
Here's $30 for a
infomercial.
Infomercial, exactly.
Yeah.
And but Wrestling Classic is one that I should have mentioned.
Yeah, but you didn't know about it at the time.
I watched it on Coliseum Home Video, and I remember the only thing I remember was Dynamite against Nikolai Volkov when he beat him super quick. And I only remember that because I had seen it on a different tape.
Well, yeah, and they were real stupid with that fucking show. Like they knew their time constraints. Like, what were you thinking? Like, fucking what? Moondog Spot beats JYD without a referee, or no? JYD beats Moondog Spot without a referee.
Well, Orndorff Petito got like 20 minutes or something like that. It was, or 15.
Very odd. Anyway, so keep going with the happenings.
Yes. This one's called, and next week in Dallas, Ric Flair defends his NWA World title against fill-in name Von Erich. After several months during which it seemed that NWA World Champion Ric Flair's only challengers were Kerry and Kevin Von Erich, and sometimes even Mike Von Erich, Flair made a public statement regarding the Von Erichs. His declaration came in the form of a petition to world-class area officials that read, "We, the undersigned, demand that the Von Erichs be prevented from wrestling Ric Flair in any more NWA World title matches. We believe that such matches can only cause the Von Erichs definite and severe physical injury. We are very concerned about their well-being. We do not want Kerry, Kevin, or Mike Von Erich to be permanently injured. Please do not sanction any more Flair Von Erich matches." In the November 1985 edition of The Wrestler, Flair invited fans to write letters supporting his petition. Within 30 days of the magazine hitting the newsstands, over 5,000 pieces of mail, both pro and con, had been forwarded to the world-class offices. So that was pretty much just an angle that they ran through the magazine.
Get some mail list, you fuckers. That's what that was. All right, keep it going.
This one is called Your tax dollars at work. New York State Senator Abraham Bernstein, Democrat from the Bronx, introduced a bill this year to ban professional wrestling. The Senate Task Force on Professional Wrestling, chaired by Bernstein, held hearings in the World Trade Center on October 8 Among other highlights reported by the New York Times the next day, a psychiatrist, Dr. Robert E. Gould, testified before the panel and said that his studies showed illegal tactics outnumbered legal tactics by 3-1. Captain Lou Albano spoke to the
fucking Captain Lou. Are you
Can
kidding me?
Like the fate of wrestling in New York is on the shoulders of Captain freaking Lou Albano. He spoke to the panel by telephone. I guess he couldn't be bothered. According to the Times, Albano didn't attend because some of these politicians have brains the size of dehydrated peas. The Times also quoted Albano as saying, "I am well aware of the bill. I keep abreast of the issues. My favorite TV show is Face the Nation."
Oh my fuck.
Midget wrestler The Haiti Kid appeared at the hearings and was quoted by the Times as saying, "Certainly this bill can't pertain to midget wrestling. There's never been any criticism of that." The Times also reported that Senator Bernstein said the foul tactics wrestling teaches youngsters and the anti-Americanism of such wrestlers as the Iron Sheik of Iran and Nikolai Volkov of Russia disgust him. He said, "I used to think Bruno Sammartino was fair, and then I saw even him grind a peanut into another wrestler's eye."
Oh my god, what a bunch of morons these guys are. Like,
amazing.
Fucking idiots. Oh, Jesus Christ. Anyway, keep going. Keep going. That's
and we have in memoriam. In 1985, wrestling lost Wild Bull Curry, Eddie Graham, Rick McGraw, Dan Shockett. He was a writer for PWI and sister publications. He was the heel. Eddie Elner would eventually fulfill his role. And then Jay Youngblood. So
that's a pretty big. Eddie Graham would be the biggest, I think. Yeah, but still pretty big bunch of names there,
especially for the 80s.
Yeah,
I think that's the most I think I've read in the 80s.
So we're gonna hop into the awards, ladies and gentlemen. We're half hour in, so let's hop in and start with.
Oh, let's not forget to tell people this is a huge episode because it's not just Pro Wrestling Illustrated and Wrestling Observer newsletter.
It's also Wrestling Eye.
Wrestling Eye.
All right, Rookie of the Year. You can start with. Let's start with me. You pick my Rookie of the Year. There's Slick Rick.
Was it Hiroshi Hase?
Jack Victory wins Rookie of the Year. Let me go in here and look. Okay, rookie. He wins it. Muda wins it second. Shawn Michaels is third.
Oh, wow.
And John Nord is fourth. Hashimoto is fifth. Your Rookie of the Year. That's tough in 85.
And also, are you guessing for PWI or Wrestling Eye?
Both. So I'll go Wrestling Eye. I'm going to go with Owen, because Owen was actually technically rookie in 85, was he not? No, he was in 86. Oh, fuck. Hold on a second. I'm going to go with John Nord. I'll just pick it out of my list.
For Wrestling Eye?
Yeah.
It is, in fact, Scott Hall.
Okay.
Scott Hall wins Rookie of the Year. And for Wrestling Eye, they do not have tallies. And I know that Wrestling's Main Event had work numbers. If you remember,
it was like 55,000. 55,000 people reading your fucking magazine, boys. Sorry to break the news to you.
And normally there's 10 runner-ups with Wrestling Eye, but for Rookie of the Year, it's Scott Hall and then two runners-up, Gary Saba and George Iron Man South, who I believe is still wrestling.
Holy shit.
And how about for PWI?
Baby Bigelow.
It is actually Nord the Barbarian, John Nord.
Oh, I should have picked him. Fuck, I had it right the first time.
He wins it with 11,439 votes. First runner-up is Kendall Windham with 10,616 votes. Second runner-up is Starship Eagle, also known as Dan Spivey, with 7,912 votes. Third runner-up is Sam Houston with 7,613 votes. And honorable mentions totaling 12,123 include Ricky Vaughn, also known as Lance Von Erich, Corporal Kirshner, Big John Harris, Edgar Thomas, and the Snowman.
What was his recreation activities? The Snowman. He do things that he shouldn't be doing. Skiing in July.
He recently died.
What did he die from? Too much snow?
His heart stopped beating, and then next thing you know, he was dead.
Should have been doing some snow.
No.
Okay, my winner for that award. I'm gonna go Scott Hall.
Okay.
Yeah. So the next one's gonna be most improved. Most improved for yourself. So you go PWI wrestler. We're going backwards. So PWI
is the one that has the most improved.
Okay, they don't have one there. Okay, so we'll go PWI and then Wrestling Eye. Your most improved. I'm gonna go with Tommy Rogers.
This guy right here.
Who you got there? Dr. Death?
Dr. Death, Steve Williams. He wins most improved wrestler of the year with 12,914 votes. First runner-up is Brian Adias with 11,534 votes. Second runner-up is Nikita Koloff with 10,376 votes. And third runner-up is Randy Savage with 9,586 votes. Honorable mentions totaling 14,867 include Magnum TA, Iceman Parsons, Rick Rude, Terry Taylor, and Brutus Beefcake.
Okay. All right. So guess my most improved.
I'm going to guess Rick Rude.
Also, Dr. Death Steve Williams. Yes, Dr. Death Steve Williams wins it. We have second is Tinru. Number 3 is Road Warrior Animal. Number 4, Tiger Mask. Number 5. This is the one that was Muda's Kanoki Kabashi. You know what I'm talking about?
That's not Muda. That's a different
wrestler. Well, okay. I thought it was Muda for some reason.
Kobayashi. He had a series of matches against Tiger Mask. It was some people prefer them to the Dynamite Kid Tiger Mask matches.
Well, then I lied about Muda being 20. It was Kobayashi. It was 20. Okay. My bad. Honorable mention Road Warrior Hawk, Dale Vesey, Tommy Rogers, Kawada, and Jake the Snake Roberts. And that is most improved, and it's the same winner, so we're not going to be picking. Next one. This is the fun one. It's always everyone's favorites. Inspirational wrestler for you. Most disgusting time for me. And for Wrestling Eye, it's going to be Promoter of the Year. Okay. So, do you want to start Wrestling Eye, and then we'll come down?
Sure.
Wrestling Eye, then we'll do Observer, then PWI. So, Wrestling Eye Promoter of the Year, Mr. Vincent Kennedy McMahon.
It is actually Bob Geigel.
Get a life. There's no fucking way. That's such a fucking mark fucking shit. What, did he give the money to put that in there? Sorry, Vince McMahon fucking had Mania 1, you idiots. And he, like, come on. That is the dumbest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life.
Bob Geigel wins Promoter of the Year. First runner-up is Vince McMahon Jr. Second runner-up is Bill Watts. I'm not going to do any more runners-up. I'm just going to say 3, 4.
Yeah.
Third, Vern Gagne. Fourth, Jim Crockett. Fifth, Fritz Von Erich. 6, Shohei Giant Baba. 7, Tor Berg. 8, Mike Graham. 9, Fred Ward. And 10, Antonio Inoki.
What's bullshit? That's a fucking mark shit if I ever seen one. All right. It's the fucking... Come on, man. I hate Vince, but you got to give Vince to win that award. You can't lose that award.
You lost to Bob Geigel, baby.
Fucking idiots. All right. Most disgusting promotional tactic.
$85. Nothing's immediately popping out with what it could be.
Start thinking.
Was it the John Stossel stuff with Schultz?
Using Mike Von Erich's near-death experience to sell tickets.
Yeah.
It's 85. How can you not guess the fucking you? Okay. Number 2, Mr. T Wrestling. Number 3, the Hillbilly Routine. So they didn't like that. They don't like hillbillies all of a sudden. Number 4, Rock and Wrestling Promotion. Fucking idiots. And number 5, billing wrestlers who aren't going to appear. That's fine. I'm okay with the last one. But like in the first one, I'm like, what the fuck? You're mad about the hillbilly gimmick? Like, what's wrong? What are they doing? It's like they're fucking pulled. Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just saying, like, imagine being an observer voter in 1985 and being so worked up Like, you're not pissed about the Mike Von Erich stuff. You're not pissed about, anything else. The thing that got, you think is just fucking disgusting. How dare they?
Or like the Rock and Record. Like, they don't even understand business, how smart that was for business to bring Lauper and them in. Like, it doesn't enter their fucking little pea brains. Like, dude, you're trying to make money. And Cyndi Lauper is the biggest thing in the world in 1985.
Man.
So you bring her in, man. You bring T in. What the fuck is wrong with these guys?
It just goes to show you the whole idea of the smart fan did not happen because of the internet. It's been around before the internet was a thing. There were, I remember being a kid, and I was the smart fan.
Yeah.
I never encountered, because we live in a relatively small city, but I bet you that there could have been. And
I encountered one when I was a kid, but keep going.
I never did. I never encountered an adult who thought they knew more about wrestling than I did. But I can imagine some of these adults just talking down to kids.
Mine was good. She wasn't bad. She was cool. It was a babysitter I had, and I think either her boyfriend was a big fan, but they must have got the observers. She knew everything that was going on. Like when Jake was hurt and he had that whole legal issue, she told me that. I was like, oh really? But she was really sweet. That's fine for me because she wasn't like a bitch about it, right? But these guys are fucking idiots. But anyway, let's get into inspirational wrestler. I don't know, 85. The Hulkster. Is it the Hulkster, Mr. Hulk Hogan, brother?
It is Mike Von Erich.
Fuck me.
Mike Von Erich wins Inspirational Wrestler of the Year. He wins that with 13,972 votes. First runner-up is Paul Orndorff with 12,953 votes.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? Hold on a second. I'm forgetting the commercials, by the way. I haven't even put one up yet. My brain just went blank, but we'll do this and I'll throw a commercial up. Go ahead.
Sure. Second runner-up is Hacksaw Duggan with 11,191 votes. Third runner-up is Kevin Von Erich with 9,213 votes. And honorable mentions totaling 11,843 votes include Sergeant Slaughter, Dusty Rhodes, Hulk Hogan, Ric Flair, and Kerry Von Erich.
Awesome. All right. We're going to go right to a commercial, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be a fun one. Everyone's going to love this. Get ready. Get ready, Andrew.
I get muscles like you guys. Wow, Mr. Wonderful.
You can start by getting in shape with the Hulkamania workout set.
Great.
It's got everything you need. Head and wristband, a jump rope for warming up, a hand gripper for power, dumbbells for strength, an exercise poster, and even Hulk's own workout tape.
The Hulkamania workout set. You from LJN.
Are you in?
Where the fuck was Hogan at? Can anyone answer that question? Like, why is Orndorff doing this goddamn commercial?
That is the Mega Powers exploding before the Mega Powers exploding. That is planting the gentle seeds there about how Orndorff was in Hogan's shadow.
Oh, it was crazy. It's
beautiful.
Just, I had that, by the way. I had that workout set.
Same here. Did you have the full, or did you have the half one with just the barbells or dumbbells?
Oh, I can't remember.
Did you have the full bar one? Because there was one with a barbell, but then the next level down just had the.
I was poor. I probably had the next level down.
Yeah,
same here. Okay, so I'm going to show another one real quick because I totally forgot what this is. Let's hop into this one.
A wheeler.
I'm Harry Smilek. Ow!
And a dealer.
So, tell me, does my man have a t-shirt or a shoe deal?
He's a legend.
Whatever it is, the answer is absolutely not.
What do you want from me?
$67,811.19 to be very specific.
Then, one day, he took some punks.
What do you think is the number one thing on M. Harry Smilek's mind? M. Harry Smilek.
Added some hunks.
You're a dead man, Smilek.
And created rock and roll wrestling.
You don't have to thank me. It's just another Smilek service.
A comedy with muscle. Body slam.
Oh, hey, guys. Trust me.
There you go. I know you're a fan of that. I know you're.
Love it. That's probably the movie I've seen more than any other movie.
I don't think I've ever even seen it.
What?
Yeah. I don't think I've seen it.
I love it.
We're gonna jump in. It's. I think I have, but that was what in 85, 87, because Piper left to do it in 86.
No, it was 85. What's it doing in 1985 if it was a 1985 commercial?
It wasn't a 1985 commercial, so maybe it wasn't 85. I stole this from Darren's Wrestling Club. I didn't make these fucking commercials. I know everybody. Listen, if you have subscribed, fucking unsubscribe now because I'm nothing but a piece of shit.
Just like this shit. This guy is putting up a commercial. It's not even from 1985.
No, it was in the list. It was in the list. All right, I'm gonna do one more because I missed a bunch, so I'm gonna do one more. Where are we at here? Oh, this is a fun one.
Hey, you little Hulksters out there. You want to have fun? Watch my show. Hulk Hogan's Rockin' Wrestling.
I like how it had the original drawings of the wrestlers.
No, that's really fun. I mean, in that Bodything was in that list of stuff, so it must have been 85. That's really cool. I love the commercials. We had a lot of them, but I was just like, holy shit, I forgot about the commercials. So we did 3 categories, and I did 3 commercials. So the next category, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be most popular wrestler of the year, best babyface, the marks say. So we're going to go wrestling. We're going to go PWI, Observer, Wrestling Eye. PWI, I'm going to guess Mr. Hulk motherfucking Hogan.
Correct. Hulk Hogan wins most popular wrestler of the year with 17,189 votes. First runner-up is Magnum TA with 12,102 votes. Second runner-up is Kerry Von Erich with 11,347 votes. Third runner-up is Tito Santana with 8,515 votes. And honorable mentions totaling 10,913 include Ricky Steamboat, Hacksaw Duggan, Dusty Rhodes, Rick Martel, and Terry Taylor.
Imagine Terry Taylor won it. Just like, fuck this shit. He's winning the Hogan. What the fuck are you talking about? I have my own cartoon. Terry Taylor.
There is no most popular wrestling now.
What's that? Oh, there's not. Okay, so we'll just do Wrestling Observer. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, I got the hiccups there. What's mine?
Is it Hogan?
You're damn right, brother. And I'll tell you, as a 6-7-year-old kid, that motherfucker was the wrestler of the world. Because I was a Hulkamaniac 100%, brother.
Not me. I love Rick Martel was my boy. I loved him in '85.
I was a Hogan boy. So Hogan wins with 445 votes. Kerry Von Erich comes in second with 277. Jim Duggan's third with 184. Ricky Chose's fourth with 115. Road Warriors are fifth with 83. And honorable mention is Jerry Lawler. Yeah, well, make him the most popular if you want. Let's go into another commercial. Let's bring up the most popular wrestler of the 1985. How's that sound, kids?
No way a little dude like you is gonna change my ways.
It's time you were tempted with a taste of nuts and honey.
Hulk Hogan doesn't eat nuts and honey.
Take this. An unbeatable part of this nutritious breakfast.
That's better than a body slam.
Undefeated.
And still champion.
It's a honey of the nut. It's honey nut Cheerios.
You know what's very amusing about that? And you were the same. We're 2 years ahead. I'm 2 years ahead of you in age. But you remember being a kid watching them cartoons. Remember shit like Count Chocula and like Captain Crunch? Like, oh, it's a good part of nutritious breakfast. Are you fucking nuts? Captain Crunch is not a nutritious breakfast. That shit is horrible for you. That shit will kill you. And the toast and stuff. Like, oh, look, kids. Like, let me ask you, what was your favorite cereal growing up as a kid?
I went through different stages. Do you remember one called Dunkaroos?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, no, not Dunkaroos. Crunchosaurus.
They had Dunkaroos too, didn't they? I thought I heard of that.
Dunkaroos is a different thing. I made a mistake.
Okay, keep going. Crunchosaurus, yeah, maybe. It
was like a purple dinosaur, like chomping on the cover. I really like that. I really liked Mr. T's cereal as a young boy, and E.T. cereal. I liked Pac-Man cereal too.
I remember being a kid. I used to be with my cousin a lot and sitting there at breakfast, and they had the Wayne. I remember having the Wayne Gretzky cereal.
Yeah, Pro Stars.
Yeah, Pro Stars. Yeah. For me, it was more like
Pro Stars was awful though. You know it. You needed.
I don't remember how bad it was.
You had to put a bunch of sugar on it because it was like honeycomb, but without any of the sweetness.
So he was trying to be all Mr. Healthy.
It was dry.
Yeah, I remember my grandmother. She had some bad cereals back then, man. Like, yeah, my mother was like, that was a place to be because she let us eat bad. My grandma was like, no, we got like really good, healthy cookies. Like, for fuck's sakes, man. Like, anyway, all right, let's jump into the next award. This is right before the halftime show. This is gonna be Tag Team of the Year. They have one in their Wrestling Eye, I'm guessing, right?
Yep.
Okay, so we're gonna go Wrestling Eye, Observer, PWI. I'm gonna guess Wrestling Eye, Road Warriors.
No, it is the Midnight Express. In first runner-up, or it's just
say one. Yeah. Just go through your thing. 2, 3, 4, 5. You know how to count, right?
Yep. The first is the Road Warriors. Second, the Sawyers. Third, the Rock and Roll Express. Fourth, the British Bulldogs. Fifth, B. Brian Blair and Jimmy Brunzell. Sixth, Barry Windham and Mike Rotundo. 7, Jimmy Garvin and Steve Regal. 8, the Sheepherders. 9, Big John Studd and Bruiser Bundy, they call him. And
what? Why? What? That's so fucking weird.
I think it was just a mistake.
They get like some kind of fucking legal action, call him King Kong or some shit. Anyway,
well, he was Boom Boom in AWA, if you remember.
Yeah.
And in 10th place, Hulk Hogan and Paul Orndorff.
Yeah, they tagged a bit in 85. All right, Wrestling Observer.
Is it the Road Warriors?
It is the British Bulldogs.
Oh, wow.
Well, yeah, they were big on the Bulldogs. Remember that top 20? They both made it in, right? So British Bulldogs win it with 356 votes. Midnight Express are second with 315. Road Warriors are third with 189. Chozo and Yasu are fourth with 115. DiBiase and Steve Williams are they're tied actually with them for 115. Well, no, they're fifth with 111. Honorable mentions Terry Gordy and Michael Hayes and Ricky Morton and Robert Gibson. I'm guessing the Road Warriors for PWI because they love the fucking Road Warriors, man.
The Road Warriors win Tag Team of the Year. There's a little holding the board. The Road Warriors win with 16,381 votes. First runner-up, Ted DiBiase and Steve Williams with 12,412 votes. Second runner-up is Ivan Koloff and Nikita Koloff with 10,815 votes. Third runner-up is Dynamite Kid and Davey Boy Smith with 8,743 votes. And honorable mentions totaling 11,027 votes include Barry Windham and Mike Rotundo, the Rock and Roll Express, Chris Adams and Gino Hernandez, the Midnight Express, and the Fabulous Ones.
Okay. So we're going to have what's that?
Tag team wrestling used to rule. Who do you pick for that?
I'm actually picking the Road Warriors for that, and I'm going to explain why. I like the Bulldogs better, but they shouldn't have got Tag Team of the Year in '85. I'm fine with them getting in '86. What's that?
They didn't win anything yet.
Yeah, they were just kind of there. They were having good matches, but they weren't at the Road Warriors level yet. Like, and I love the Bulldogs, but I go Road Warriors.
And what about the
what's that?
The Midnight for Wrestling Eye.
No, they're good, but they're not Road Warriors level yet. They're not there yet. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to halftime show, and what I'm going to do is let Andrew. Do you drink or anything there, big guys? I was going to throw some commercials up if you need to mix in there a drink.
I still have a little bit left here.
Okay, well, this is your chance to do it if you want to do it.
I'll do it too.
Okay. So I'm going to hop into a couple commercials, guys, while Andrew mixes his drink. So let's take a look here. This is Memphis.
Inside a cage, Jerry Lawler faces Austin Idol. No time, no disqualification, no stopping the match for anything. There must be a winner with Lawler's hair at stake against Idol's hair. And get this, Idol says that he will beat the king, shave his head, or he'll personally guarantee that you get your money back. Idol loses, his hair goes, and you get a free night of wrestling. Lawler loses, and the king goes bald. History in the making, tickets at $1, and you...
All right, so we're going to jump into the next one here. Let's find some... Andrew's a big LJN guy, so we don't want to leave him out of that. So we're going to hop into fucking something. Let's jump into this one. I kind of want to keep him around. Let's... this is tough. This is tough. What's that?
Do you have any Remco ones?
Do I? Oh, you're back. Okay, good. Because I wanted to show you. I want to throw a couple up anyway. Now we're not halftime. Just like two more. Let's do this one. You're back. You're here. Let's take a look at this one.
My name is Cindy Lauper, and your name is going to be Mud if you miss Saturday night's main event. Because if you don't wrestle, you don't rock.
You didn't seem to care about that event promo. We weren't even fucking paying attention.
I was busy.
All right, one more. This is a fun one. I want you to watch this one here. Where did I lose it? Oh, here it is here. Another Hogan one, but this is interesting.
Sunday, it's all new and it's coming at you.
Always had good hands.
Wrestling champ Hulk Hogan and Stephanie Pharisee in the outrageous comedy Goldie and the Bears.
You know what? If that would have been picked up, that would have been a lot different, man. Because there was talk Hogan was going to leave if he got that.
What do they do then?
We've talked about this before, but we talked about in '84 if Hogan leaves. But Hogan was like, it was like honestly, like that was talk. Like if that got picked up, you got to think on his end, making more money doing that, not working nonstop. You know what I mean? I can see him just doing Japan, but no, he would be WWF.
Man,
I don't know if you.
It would. I mean, he would be such a fool because it was right at when it was starting. You could make a case that Mania 3 was the apex of everything, but 85, Hogan was everywhere.
Yeah, but this is the thing. Does Hogan love wrestling?
I think he loves the money that he could make in wrestling. I think he likes movies too. He's obviously a mark for himself. We know this.
But I'll tell you this right here: this Goldie and the Bears, this way I picked up, he would have left.
No.
He would have. I think he would have. There's no way they would have been able to do both.
Yes, he could.
Have you ever heard the story of Back to the Future Part
Have you ever heard of what Hogan would do in the 1985? You think this man wouldn't try to do both?
You ever hear the story of Back to the Future in 1985 when it got shot? Because we're in 1985 anyway, so I'll tell you the story. So what happens? I'm a big Back to the Future mark. Sorry for saying the word mark. I didn't mean to offend anybody. So he was doing Michael J. Fox was doing Family Ties, and they wanted him, but they wouldn't give him Michael J. Fox. So they went with Eric Stoltz and did like 3 weeks of shooting, or they did half the movie.
Yeah,
and you heard the whole story. It sucked. Yeah. So they wrote Michael J. Fox. What he'd do is he'd work overnights at Back to the Future, and then he'd work in the daytime at Family Ties and sleep for like 2 hours a day, and then work all weekend at Back to the Future. But guess what? Yeah. You're 23. Who fucking man? 23? Do you remember 23-year-old Andrew?
Yeah, I could do a lot. But Hogan was not an old man in 85.
I'm not saying he was, but I'm just saying it's a lot different wrestling compared to doing TV shows and movies.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we're going to jump into the halftime show that I fucked up and didn't even prepare for. But I'll still wing it. I got some cool notes I took a look at it real quick before we start recording. But Andrew, let's go on to you because you're going to rebook. What are you booking again?
I'm doing if War Games started in 85 as opposed to 87. Mm-hmm. And what I thought they would do would be Ivan Koloff, Nikita Koloff, Crusher Khrushchev, and the Andersons, Arn and Ole, against the Road Warriors, Dusty, Magnum, and let's just throw in Paul Ellering.
Okay. Who's the guy on the Anderson side that's going to be compatible to Ellering? Like he's going to get killed in there.
Ivan.
Yeah, I guess, but Ivan's still working a lot.
Oh yeah, he is. I'm just thinking, Ellering gives the babyface side a weak link that they need. Otherwise, they're just so overpowering. The Road Warriors are like in 85. It's like having your controller on expert and you're playing somebody that's at beginner as far as the levels are concerned. So you just have to even it out by having Ellering there because Dusty's not going to take the fall. And it's not. I don't even foresee the babyfaces losing. I think Ivan's going to submit.
Okay. So you go with that. My thing was supposed to be SummerSlam from 85, but again, I'm a fucking idiot. But I was looking over MSG things. There's some interesting things on there. Adonis is on the MSG show in July of 85. Guess who's managing him? Mr. Bobby the Brain Heenan.
Yep.
Was that he's technically he traded Mr. Lincoln Adonis to Jimmy Hart for Bundy, didn't he?
Yeah. Now, what I'm confused about, because for me, 85 is the year I started watching wrestling, but it wasn't January 1st. So the parts before I got in are all very hazy. Like to me, when Murdoch and Adonis lose the tag titles, I just assumed that Adonis stayed in the WWF and just was working singles.
I think he worked at AWA a little bit too. I think he came back because he came back to WWF. Like he comes back with Heenan, he's still being himself. And then
when did they lose the titles to US Express?
Early 85.
and so he was gone for. I think
it was
in Japan. I don't think.
Maybe Japan. He might have been in Japan.
Yeah.
But when he comes back with Heenan, and then Heenan trades him to Hart for Bundy and Missy Link.
No.
For Bundy, which realistically is a good trade. I mean, for Heenan, that's a smart trade.
Oh, it's a great trade. Yeah. But it worked out for Hart as well because
not really with Missy Link. He was kind of a waste of time.
No, that was. It was,
but Adonis was good. Adonis was the top guy.
Yeah, Adonis had a main event run in '86.
So then you have that. I was thinking, like, you know what you do that SummerSlam, like you have your quick squash match. I think you have like Savage against George Wells. Savage is he's only been in for about a month. He just fucking beats George Wells in 2 minutes.
Oh man, what a waste of Savage. I don't like that.
Well, but you're trying to hype him up, man. It's his first month in. You're trying to build him.
Yeah, but Savage is a very good worker, and
who do you put him with then? I'm fine with that. I'm not disagreeing. I'm asking who you put him with.
I just think George Wells is just a bad idea just because it's only going to, it just hinders the match. It's not as bad as, say, Steele would be because we both know how Steele is. He sucks.
Do you put him with Tito?
No.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Do you put him with Steamboat then?
No, because I think you want to do Steamboat in Morocco, don't you?
Yeah. I mean, I think the main event, it's interesting because Hogan's still not really feuding people. He's feuding with Piper, but the big feud Piper's had was Orndorff.
Yeah.
Like their main event at MSG for that July.
So you're thinking Hogan Orndorff against Orton and Piper as your main?
Yeah, that'd be good. And then put a semi-main. Go ahead.
My only issue with that is that Mania was main evented with a tag match.
So how about this? You can't do this either. Keep going. Sorry.
I think you got to have Hogan against either. Do you want to do Piper and Orndorff, or do you want to do Piper and Hogan?
Piper Orndorff.
Okay, then you can't have Orton because he's not
Hogan.
that guy.
And the thing is, Orton already wrestled Hogan on Saturday's main event a few months before. So you know what you do with Hogan? Morocco.
So then Steamboat and Savage?
Yeah, do Steamboat and Savage, put Morocco with Hogan.
Savage going over?
Steamboat by DQ.
Oh no.
Why not?
Because you just said you wanted Savage to come in. He's brand new. You want to give him that victory. You can't have him lose.
You can't have Steamboat.
This is 85.
You can't have Steamboat losing either.
I know. So you got to have.
You still put Hogan. You know what you do? This is the gimmick. That's good. This is the gimmick they have for SummerSlam. SummerSlam 85. Double main event, double cage match. You have Orndorff and Piper, and Hogan and Morocco. You can build that up. You build it for a couple months, Hogan and Morocco.
You know what I would like more than that?
What's that?
No, never mind.
What were you going to say?
I changed my mind. I was going to suggest Stud instead of Morocco.
Yeah, but Stud's kind of...
Stud took the L at Mania. So I'm looking at, who were some of the heels that were victorious at Mania?
And I think Morocco's perfect because he wasn't even at Mania.
Yeah.
So they had some good match. They had a good cage match, him and Hogan. So I think I think you do. That's their selling point. Double cage. You do Piper Orndorff, Hogan, Morocco. I mean, you have
now. Tag champs at this time, is it U.S. Express or Dream Team?
Fuck, I can't even check it. Hold on a second.
Or is it Sheik and Volkov?
Let's see here.
I mean, there's 3 possibilities. You're doing July, right, or August?
July. Well, I'm just looking it up here. My fucking computer is so goddamn slow. I gotta buy a new one ASAP. 1985. Look, we'll study up champ. Easy enough.
You want me to read you the ratings in PWI to give you an idea of who was on the roster?
Well, I'm going to go ahead and give you the tag champs in that point in time. So right then, it would still be Midnight Express or US Express. They lost it on August 24th in 1985. So they're the tag champs. I think you kind of put them with the Dream Team and have the Dream Team go over and beat them for the titles.
Yeah. But then
go ahead.
Back-to-back pay-per-views, them losing the titles. That seems weird.
Well, fuck them. Wyndham's leaving anyway. I don't care. It's like listen, I'm not a big fan of Midnight Express anyway, or US Express, so just, have them lose. Who cares? Yeah. And I think you had them lose clean. I think you're done with them at that point. Who takes the fall? I think Wyndham does. They know Wyndham's going to leave.
Do they, though, at this time?
Oh, I don't think Wyndham's something that just came out of nowhere. I think Wyndham was probably pulling that shit the whole time he was there, wanting that out. And I'm not anything against dude. Listen, remember I went away for work for a week and a half, and I wanted to fucking lose my mind. I was going crazy for a week and a half on the road. I can't even fucking imagine for 200 days how you'd feel. You put that in there. Intercontinental title match. I think is Tito champion at that point?
I think it's still Valentine. It's tough.
So you know what the thing is,
but this is going by November 6th.
Well, let's look at this. Let's look at this here. So I know everyone's like, these guys don't know what the fuck they're talking about. They are all over the place. And I really don't care. That's how we roll, bro. That's how we do it. We just kind of wing it. Let's go in here real quick because I might change that tag match. Let's see here. What the fuck is this? The history only has like on Wikipedia, the history of the Intercontinental title starts in 2002.
Yeah, the WWE Intercontinental. Yeah, look for the WWF.
I did.
Weird.
I found it. I am so fucking stupid. Pat Patterson. Who is it supposed to be fictional one? I love that number. 85. No, Santana literally wins it that month.
Do you have that happen at SummerSlam?
I think you do that. I think you don't have the US Express lose to the Dream Team, but have it where the Dream Team looks strong because they're going to lose to them eventually, and have Tito. What's that?
I think you don't have Sheik and Volkov lose to the US Express when they lose to them. Have them lose to them at this show, and then have Dream Team beat them like a month later.
But the thing is I was going to put Tito over Valentine instead. You don't want 2 title changes on the show. That's too many.
Oh, yeah. Plus, Valentine would be pulling double duty.
Yeah, exactly. So, no, we have Tito over Valentine, and maybe.
Who were the heel teams? The Heart Foundation, Moondogs.
Yeah, put them with the Hearts. Put the Express with the Hearts.
Yeah.
They've only been there for a few. The problem is they haven't been a team for long, but they did get over pretty quick.
Yeah,
it wasn't one of these things like it was fast. So yeah, and you're
who else was teaming at that time? Stud and Bundy.
Actually, yeah, that wouldn't be bad because I'll tell you right now, man. 7-year-old Scott, when the report comes out, they just tell me Stud and Bundy as the US Express. I'm thinking the US Express are fucking dead.
Yeah,
they are dead, and you have them win. It sounds like how you're gonna do it. Yeah, that's a good one. I like that one. That's really good. That's a sell. Like, I mean, you get double cage right there alone, and then you get that in there. Like, that's a big sell, man. Because no, you don't know.
I think you have Andre go over Nikolai.
Why?
Well, what are you doing with Junkyard? Is he on the show?
Okay, so you go. I don't mind the Andre Nikolai. Put Andre Nikolai and put JYD and Iron Sheik to open the show.
Oof, that's a bad opener.
Oh, the fans don't give a fucking MSG, man. That's where they're at. They don't care. They're not. They're listen. You see Mania 1, they were fucking cheering body slams.
Yeah,
they don't care. They don't care about that, man. I mean, let's be real. WWF in '85, I love it, but that'd be a hot opener. Just think of it this way.
So we've got Hogan Morocco.
Yep.
Piper Orndorff.
Mm-hmm.
US Express against Bundy and Stud.
Yep.
Is Wendy Richter defending the women's title?
Kind of have her just like almost like not really a squash, but in a match, it's like, nah, you know what I mean? Like put like Lonnie Kai. Well, Lonnie Kai was who she beat. Let's put like
Judy Martin.
Yeah, something like that. Just a quick not like a squash match, but you know what I'm getting at. She's gonna win. What's that?
Showcase match.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
You have Tito Valentine.
Yeah.
You want to do Steamboat and Morocco?
No, Morocco's with Hogan.
Oh, right.
We're doing Steamboat Savage.
How about Steamboat Beefcake?
What are you going to do with Savage?
I think with Savage, because you book yourself into a corner with having Savage against Steamboat because neither one of them can lose.
But what do you do with Beefcake? Beefcake's pretty over at this point.
He could wrestle Corporal Kirshner. He could wrestle. Who the fuck else was in the promotion at that time? That would have been
Rick McGraw was dead at that time. Rick McGraw was not dead at that point. Rick McGraw's not a bad one because he's a good guy.
You have one of the Killer Bees. You could split up the Bees.
No, I think you do Rick McGraw with Savage, and let Rick McGraw have a good Don't have a quick match. Have it 10 minutes. You know what I mean? Savage McGraw was good. So you have opener Junkyard Dog against the Sheik. You put Savage with McGraw in the second match. You only have one tag match, which is a little tricky. But we do put Bees and Hearts in there.
You need the Bulldogs on the show.
Okay, so we do Bulldogs Hearts.
The Bulldogs are hot.
Okay, so do Bulldogs Hearts.
Bulldogs
so you go, and then you have Andre and Nikolai, which is not going to go long.
No,
that's gonna be fucking a minute and a half at the most. But you can't kill Nikolai's heat. That's the problem.
Well, who are you going to put against Andre?
No, I like it. I like the idea.
Nikolai can afford to lose, man. Nikolai is nobody you're protecting in 85 because he's worked in tags predominantly with Sheik.
Yeah, okay. So we have that, and then we have the next match, which would be so we have Sheik and Junkyard, McGraw and Savage, Bulldogs and Hearts, which is good. That's a good thing right after Savage and McGraw, Andre and Volkov.
Steamboat Beefcake. U.S. Express
against Bundy and
Wendy Richter.
And Judy Martin, and then Piper against Ordorff, Hogan against Morocco.
Yeah. Oh, we got Tito and Valentine.
What's that?
We forgot Tito and Valentine.
Whew, fuck yeah,
it's too many matches.
Well, then take guys out because it's 85. They took guys out like crazy.
Yeah, let's get rid of.
I think get rid of Andre Volkov.
Yep, doesn't need to be on
that. Andre Volkov. Get rid of Sheik and Junkyard.
And you start it with Bulldogs and Hearts.
Yeah,
that's good. That's an opener.
Yeah, there you go. That's good. So what do you have? Who going over? I have the Bulldogs going over the Hearts to open, and that's a perfect opener. And then we have our second match again.
Second match is Savage.
Savage McGraw. You have Savage go over, and then you have Tito and Valentine. Tito goes over, so that's not bad. You go face, heel, face, right? And then what's the one after that?
Are we keeping Steamboat and Beefcake, or do we need that?
Steamboat Beefcake stays. Yeah, because you're hyping Steamboat because he's pretty big in July.
Yeah.
So you have Steamboat beat Beefcake, kind of almost like Valiant fucks up. Do you know what I mean? Like Valiant tries to distract the ref, bumps into him, do a quick roll up. You keep Beefcake somewhat hot, but you give Steamboat the win. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then the next is the tag title match. Now that's an interesting one. I like this idea, and it makes the U.S. Wrestling weak, but it's gonna be really fucking hard to take Bundy and Stud and beat them.
Have them win by disqualification, and then do a series of splashes.
Exactly.
An excuse for when they lose to the Dream Team.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking.
The Dream Team are both coming off losses off this show.
Yeah.
So they're weak.
And I think. What I was thinking about, what I thought that would happen is they would just keep beating on them over and over, and then the ref would try to break it up, and they just throw the ref out of the way and be like, fuck this, we're going to kill these guys. Then Leilani Kai against Judy Martin, just, 6-minute match. Bring Lauper out. Lauper comes out in Wendy's corner. Jacks the pay-per-view numbers up a little bit. And then you go, Piper Orndorff is interesting. I think you go... somehow get Piper the win. Actually, no. I think give it to Orndorff. Piper's not being pinned. It's a way to get Orndorff a win without Piper bitching about being pinned.
Yeah.
And then you go...
Kind of diminishes Hogan's match because Hogan's going over, right?
So what do you think? I was thinking, what do you think with Piper Orndorff? What do you do with them? What do you do with them too?
I think.
I know it's about. I'm thinking something in my head, but I think it's like trying it before and it gets shot down. But go ahead.
They both go for the door at the same time. They both go brawling to the back.
That was exactly what I thought.
Hyper special.
That's exactly what I thought. They roll out at the same time.
And then they keep brawling to the back.
Yeah, exactly. My fucking printer's acting up. Turn off.
Well,
and then Hogan.
Dirty guy with his sweater that's always there. And he goes to separate them. Dick Kroll's in the mix.
You know what would be fun about it? If you really wanted to be crazy, and they wouldn't do it WF in 85. Brawl right out all together. Why are we frozen? Am I back? There we go. Yeah. That was me fucking with my computer. My printer was turned off. My computer sucks. Have the brawl right to the back. I mean, right through MSG. But the problem is, you got to give the fans a break before you put Hogan Morocco out there because they're hot as fuck from that Piper match.
Yeah, that's the problem with having double cage matches. I don't think you should have a double cage match.
Well,
because
do Piper
cage match doesn't feel as big.
Okay, so you do Piper or North and almost put them in the middle. Put them before Leilani Kai and Judy Martin.
Leilani Kai, or no, Judy Martin and Wendy Richter.
I'm sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's fair enough. And then Hogan wins over Morocco out of the cage in a good match. Okay, that's our halftime. Fuck, that halftime show was long, and I froze like 3 times during the halftime show. It was super weird. All right, let's throw a commercial in before we get back into the next one. Let's do some.
The Iron Sheik can do that. Clothesline, Hulk Hogan can do that. And now for the main event, a steel cage match. Flips, twists, slams. He's out of the cage. He can't do that. Can he do that? Steel cage match set comes with 2 wrestlers. Other bendies sold separately. From LJN.
You want to hear something funny? When I was a kid growing up, we went to my middle school, and our middle school had a dugout, and we used to have a Royal Rumble in our dugouts, and it'd be, don't go out the door. That'd be the thing, don't go out the door. So we push it, and then I remember doing that, and I remember I gave one, the Slaughter, remember the Slaughter finisher? With the knuckle? I gave it to a kid, and they fucking shit all over me, man. I'm like, what? What's the problem? He's like, you hurt him. I'm like, he's a pussy. But it was fun. I was thinking about the cage. And it's funny the cage I was going to brought up in that because we just got done doing that. Anyway, let's hop in to the next one. It's going to be Manager of the Year. Does Wrestlemania has one. So we'll go PWI, Observer, then Wrestlemania. Mix it up a little bit.
Sure.
So PWI, I'm going to go with shit, that's a tough one. Paul Ellering?
It is Jimmy
Cornette, eh? All right.
Jim Cornette wins Manager of the Year with 10,564 votes. First runner-up is Captain Lou Albano with 10,498 votes. Second runner-up is Paul Ellering with 9,956 votes. Third runner-up is Bobby Heenan with 9,132 votes. And honorable mentions totaling 17,439 include Jimmy Hart, Percy Pringle, Gary Hart, Paul Jones, and General Skandar Akbar.
Alrighty. The Wrestling Observer, Manager of the Year.
Is it Jim Cornette?
It's the Jim Cornette Award, baby. Jimmy Cornette wins it because it's Wrestling Observer, and he fucking wins it every year for like 20 years. Jim Cornette was with 117 votes. Bobby Heenan's second with Skandar Akbar. They're both tied for second at 5 votes.
What?
That's it. So they love Jimmy Cornette and fucking there. I'm gonna go Wrestlemania with Paul Ellering. I'm still going with that.
It is Percy Pringle.
Oh, they love their world class, eh?
He wins it. First place is Gary Hart. Second, Captain Lou Albano. Third, Bobby the Brain Heenan. Fourth, J.J. Dillon. Fifth, Precious Paul Ellering. Sixth, Sheik Adnan El Casey. 7, Hillbilly Jim. 8, Billy Robinson. 9, Sir Oliver Humperdinck. And 10, Fred Blassie. God bless a time when you can have top 10 managers and there's like no Jimmy Hart on that list. It's just
the Wrestlemania is a little strange with their.
There's no Jim Cornette.
Yeah, but I'm gonna go with PWI and Wrestling Observer on that one.
Yeah,
corny for that. Nothing against Paul Bearer, but yeah, no. You do that. Let's go through that commercial here. Let's see. Oh, here. You ready for the commercial? Here's one.
I'm Billy Crystal. Saturday Night Live is back live again with hosts Hulk Hogan and Mr. T on the night before WrestleMania.
So you better be there. You heard the man?
Did you ever see that before?
Nope.
I think it's Hogan and Billy Crystal and T are doing a sketch. You know what I mean? And Hogan's trying as hard as not to laugh. Like he's just.
Mr. T trying not to laugh.
What's that?
Oh, Hogan, because Crystal says that when you laugh, your little boobies go up and down.
And Hogan's just like this the whole time, which is funny. But I remember reading about that years ago, and I finally found it one time on YouTube, and it wasn't that. It's 85 Saturday Night Live is pretty fucking shitty. Like, Eddie Murphy's gone. They're just, like, hanging on, man. Thank God that Lorne Michaels came back, because that show would have been canceled. And then they had that run, like, 88 till 93, 94, man. It was the shit. Adam Sandler, Phil Harper. Pardon me?
I'd go even further than where you're going. You're saying in 94. I mean, when Will Ferrell came on the show, say what you will. I mean, he was a force of nature as far as getting the attention of youthful audiences.
Oh, he was good then. Just the funny thing is, he still thinks it's fucking this comedy now, fucking 30 years later. But yeah, I mean, that's Saturday Night Live from I actually remember because I remember being in high school watching it with friends. Like we watched Saturday Night Live in 97, 98, 99. So it was a big deal. I mean, I like the 70s stuff, but anyway, not the Saturday Night Live because we're not talking about fucking that. We're talking about pro raps. All right, we're going to jump into the next one. Most hated wrestler, best heel for Wrestling Observer. There's nothing Wrestling Eye for that, is there?
No, there's no no rule breaker of the year or whatever.
All right, so go pick mine first.
Is it Roderick Toombs?
Roddy Toombs it is, Mr. Roddy Piper. He was the heel of the year with 483 votes. Ted DiBiase was second at 185 votes. Michael P.S. Hayes at 161. Stan Larry Hansen at 103. Ricky Flair at 99. Honorable mentions: Tully Blanchard, Terry Funk, Chris Adams, and Randy Macho Man Savage. And I'm picking the same for you.
Mr. Roddy Piper wins most hated wrestler of the year. He wins that bad boy with 12,916 votes. First runner-up is Chris Adams with 11,632 votes. Second runner-up is Ted DiBiase with 10,766 votes. Third runner-up is John Studd with 9,174 votes. Honorable mentions totaling 13,723 include Tully Blanchard, Magnificent Morocco, Gino Hernandez, Nikita Koloff, and Jim Garvin.
You know what's interesting about that? If I was for example, you know how all that. Imagine if one of us was a bunch was you know what, fuck this, vote for Ricky Steamboat for most hated wrestler. A bunch was going to do it over and over. Let's just see if he gets in the honorable mentions.
I don't think they would. I think if we did it with a very low card heel,
yeah,
I can imagine them doing it, but I don't think they would put a career-long babyface like Steamboat in that.
Do you remember in 90, before the Warrior Hogan match? I think it was it would have been the ratings in February of 90. Warrior made most hate it at 10. I'm serious. I remember seeing it.
Oh,
yeah.
That does ring a bell.
Yeah, he got most hated at 10. Okay, I'm going to throw a commercial. I just want to get some Advil real quick. So I'm going to jump a commercial on here. And when it's over, why don't you tell the audience of 13 people to both subscribe to our page.
Yeah.
So here we go.
With some wrestlers, it's just like being in a wrestling ring. With Hulk Hogan and Roddy Piper.
1, 2, 3, pin!
Wherever you are, it's like real wrestling action. With Junkyard Dog and Bullfog. Some wrestle anywhere with Hulk in the Iron Sheik.
Okay, kids, back to class.
Wrestle anywhere with wrestling superstars, some wrestlers, new from LJN.
I'm actually back right when it was over. That's pretty goddamn good timing. But yeah, people, before we get into the next award,
I want to discuss something.
Okay, go ahead.
Do you have the thumb wrestlers?
I think so. Yes, I'm pretty sure I did.
LJN released 3 types of wrestling figures.
Thumb wrestlers. Okay, I remember thumb wrestlers. regular and the stretchies.
And also the smaller version, the bendies, the bendums.
Okay.
In order of preference for me would be the 8-inch figure.
Yeah.
Then the bendums, then the thumb, then the stretch. The stretches were garbage.
I vaguely remember the stretch. The thumb could get kind of dangerous. Let's be fucking honest, man.
The thumb were quite flexible. You could have they had a big hole in their ass where you put your thumb, but they were flexible, so you could have more of like a small package with a good firm grip.
I think you can punch your friend out too if you get angry with them. So back to the whole thing about subscribing. We got an issue here, guys. You guys are watching, but you're not subscribing. And
nobody's watching either. Let's be serious.
Well, no, we're getting views.
A lot of those views are us just taking a look to see, I wonder if we have any more new views.
I'm not looking a lot. I just do it once. But anyway, so if you're watching this, subscribe, people. I have the same issue with my other page where I have close to like 40,000 hours worth of views. I have 95 subscribers. You know what I mean? That's fucking brutal. But regardless, subscribe, people. Like, comment. People are watching. You're not clicking on 105 times. But anyway. And also, don't forget to shoot the Shiznit, the Patreon podcast. And I listened to that Owen one today. Did you listen to the Owen one today?
No, I did not.
Oh, really good. Really good. Yeah, I definitely suggest anyone that wants a bit of history, like Owen's, it's not kayfabe. He's straight shooting.
That's fun.
So, yeah, really good. And Owen, unfortunately, Owen passed away in 99. Never really did interviews like that. It was really interesting listening to it. I really liked it a lot. So I definitely suggest people check that out. Like, check out Shoot the Shiznit Patreon just for them alone. It's only $5. I mean, fuck. You can't even buy McDonald's with $5. Well, I guess you can, but only like a big double, which is 3 of them. And then you're like me where you feel like shit for a whole day.
If you have a burger without fries, then you need to go straight to jail. No trial, no appeal. You're going to jail.
What's your favorite fast food fries?
It depends. Are we talking like
Wendy's, McDonald's, Burger King, KFC?
Would Five Guys count as
no
as a fast food? Okay.
No.
I'm just trying to figure out what's my ceiling.
We'll go McDonald's, Wendy's. Okay, I'll tell you right now: McDonald's, Wendy's, Burger King, KFC, AW, Arby's, which no one fucking goes to Arby's.
Oh, Arby's, 100%.
Really?
Yeah, I love curly fries.
See, for me, I have a preference. McDonald's hot is amazing.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you for me what I love. And I'm not a big ketchup guy. I had KFC last I'm going to be fucking dead in like 6 months. What the shit I'm eating. I had KFC last night.
You save all the...
They're all saved.
Okay.
Anyway, I had KFC last night, and their fries with ketchup is fucking amazing. But anyway, I just having kind of fun. We're veering all over the place. I don't give a shit. If anyone's watching, just turn it off. We don't care. You hate us anyway. All right, let's hop into the next award before I fucking get angry because I'm swearing at people. This one here is going to be the Editor's Award for you. Editor's Award for you. Least favorite wrestler for me, and women's wrestler for Peter and Wrestling I. So we'll start with, for me, then we'll go Wrestling I, PWI.
Okay.
So for me, readers' most hated wrestler.
Is it Uncle Elmer? Oh wow,
Mr. Hulk. Yeah, they don't like Hogan, man. They don't like Hogan in A5. The Hulk Hogan's the winner, and they do not like Hogan in A5. He's not liked at all. He wins with 54 votes. Number 2 is Dusty Rhodes at 23. Greg Gagne is number 3 at 8. And Sergeant Slaughter and Andre Giant are tied for 4 with 7 votes. So, yeah, not big fans. Ladies Wrestler of the Year, Wendy Richter.
Yeah, Wendy Richter wins Lady Wrestler of the Year.
That makes sense.
In first place is the recently departed Candy Devine.
Okay.
Second place, Leilani Kai. Third place, Sherry Martel. Fourth, Debbie Combs. In fifth place, we have Velvet McIntyre. In sixth, Desiree Peterson. Seventh place, Liz Chase. At 8 is Susan Starr. At 9, Peggy Lee. And number 10, Judy Martin.
Interesting. All right. What we got now? Editor's Awards. Oh fuck, I don't know, dude. They put random people. Eddie Graham.
It is Dan Shockett.
Who the fuck is that? Oh, it's the guy who did the. Okay, he's the guy who passed away.
Yeah.
All right, that's fair. That's fair enough. I'll give him that. Okay. All right. Let's jump into another. This one here is a commercial. Go ahead. Oh, do you want to talk about that first? I'm sorry.
I did actually. Dan,
go ahead.
I was buying wrestling magazines in '85, but I wasn't buying anything from the Pro Wrestling Illustrated family of magazines, except for their big poster magazines.
Yeah.
Because for me, I looked at the PWIs and the Wrestler and the Inside Wrestling as, this is just a bunch of black and white pictures. I want the ones that have color that I can pin up on my wall, and I would get Wrestling World, Wrestling Superstars, Wrestling All-Stars, so on and so forth. Those were the ones that I was really gunning for. So I didn't know about Dan Shockett until I started getting these types of magazines, just because I wanted more. So I would get all of the other magazines, and then I was like, okay, now I want some of these. And then I would read them, and I would really like them. But I would never take away from my love for wrestling a main event. That was my favorite.
Yeah.
Because that combined what I felt was the writing of the London publishing ones, along with the color of the George Napolitano magazines.
Yep. Okay. Fantastic. Let's jump into this one.
It's the WWF Wrestling Superstars game, where you manage the world's greatest wrestlers. Rowdy Roddy Piper, the Iron Sheik, even Hulk Hogan. You decide who wrestles who.
Piper versus Mr. Wonderful.
The Hole.
He's getting body slam. Oh, yes.
And when to pin.
Dragon.
He's pinned.
Just like I called it.
Be a wrestling manager, pin down the Superstars game. And wrestle with 4 sensational puzzles, too. From Milton Bradley.
I had those puzzles.
Yeah, I didn't have the puzzles, but my cousin had the board game. I remember playing the board game as a kid, and it's fucking. I don't think it was that bad. Actually, I don't think it was that horrible.
I never played it.
I don't remember much about it. All right, up next. This is the fun one. Match of the year.
Oh.
So we're gonna go PWI, Observer, Wrestle and I down that road.
Wrestling Night doesn't do match of the year.
Oh,
they do event of the year.
Let me take a look. Give me a second. Let me take a look at my format sheet here. We're doing events of the year for them. So I'm actually doing event of the year for Wrestle and I. So that's what will count for them. So I'm gonna go. Where we go? What did I say again? PWI, Wrestle Observer, Wrestle and I. Okay. PWI match of the year. WrestleMania 1 main event.
Correct. It was Mr. T and Hulk Hogan against Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff and Rowdy Roddy Piper. But
with a ton of people on the fucking outside, a bunch of celebrities.
Yeah, everybody in their system.
Ali, you know the whole thing about Ali, right? What happened? Why they didn't put him in the ring for special ref?
Because he thought it was a shoot.
Yeah. I don't think he had a good experience with Inoki in '76. So I'm pretty sure he was like, well, you see him swing at Piper. Holy fuck, he thought he was gonna kill. Like that was a swing. He swung at Piper. But go ahead with the rest of your guys.
Yeah, so they win it with 15,139 votes. First runner-up is Warriors versus Koloffs with 9,876 votes. And that was April 18th. At least they give the date within the writing. I know there was another one, and I pitched a bitch about it because it wouldn't give dates for the matches.
Yeah.
I think it was 01. And second runner-up is Ric Flair versus Nikita Koloff from July 6th in Charlotte, North Kakalaki. And the third runner-up is Rick Martel versus Bob Backlund with 7,438 votes.
Bobby Backlund! Sorry.
Our boys.
Yeah.
That was February 22nd. And honorable mentions totaling 16,541 included Tito Santana's July 6th cage match victory over Greg Valentine, in which he regained the WWF Intercontinental title. Kerry and Kevin Von Erich's October 6th hair versus hair match against Chris Adams and Gino Hernandez in Dallas's Cotton Bowl. Ric Flair's June 23rd match against Magnum TA in Atlanta's Omni. Magnificent Morocco's King of the Ring victory over the Iron Sheik on July 8th in Foxborough, Massachusetts. And Tully Blanchard's July 21st victory over Magnum TA to capture the U.S. title.
Interesting. All right, do you want to guess mine?
Is it Magnum TA against Tully Blanchard?
No, it's not. And Tiger Mask versus Kayabushi from, let me grab it here, Tokyo, June 21st, 1985. That's match of the year. Let me go through the runner-ups. Osaka versus Yokota. That's the women's. Ted DiBiase versus Jim Duggan, cage match, March 22nd. Ric Flair versus Kerry Von Erich, January 25th in St. Louis. Freebirds versus Road Warriors in Chicago on September 28th. Ric Flair versus Harley Race from February 24th on the Meadowlands. The WrestleMania main event. Martel versus Saruda. Hogan versus Piper from February 18th in New York. Fabulous Ones versus Sheep Herders in Memphis. Inoki versus Bruiser Brody. And Chozu versus versus Tenryu. I'll go with the main event for us because I've never seen that other match, so that gets my vote. It has to. Oh, and we gotta go back to events of the year for Russell and I.
Yeah, will that count? Will this count against this?
No, it's just event of the year. So that is, I picked
his own thing.
Yeah. So event of the year, we got some Mania 1.
Yeah, Mania wins it. It gives the date here. It's February 18, 1985.
Well, they fucked up. That was the one leading up to Mania. What a bunch of idiots! How can you not fucking get that right?
Well, it's funny because I didn't do this when I was reading the managers of the year, but for Hillbilly Jim, they have him spelled Hilly Billy Jim.
How? Like, who's doing their fucking, like, it's a magazine. How can you not get these things right? But I'll tell you, like, that Hogan Piper match is definitely good. You know, but that's where T comes in. The place is crazy. But anyway, keep going.
Runners up for event of the year: Starrcade 85 in first place. Second, Great American Bash. Third, Super Class 85. I think they meant to say Super Clash, but they put Super Class.
Fucking idiots, man.
WWF's King of the Ring. Number 5, Ric Flair versus Rick Martel in Tokyo. Number 6, WWF's Saturday Night's main event, and Nights is spelled Nites.
Like, really? Like, what do they got? 6-year-olds fucking doing their writing?
It's eye-opening because there's a reason I'm not a big wrestling eye guy. I know some people swear by it because they say that it's smarter. Like,
really? Smarter. Did they see their fucking spelling? Did they see their fucking spelling?
Well, sometimes they'll reveal like wrestlers' real names and people.
Oh my god! Oh Jesus! But you spell fucking night Nites. You're a fucking bunch of idiots. Go ahead.
Number 7, Rock and Roll Express versus the Koloffs. Number 8, Ric Flair versus Kevin Von Erich. Number 9, Brutus Beefcake and Greg Valentine versus Barry Windham and Mike Rotundo. And number 10, Tiger Mask versus Kuniaki Kobayashi.
Yeah, well, the thing is, they're giving us matches at the end. That's basically all they're doing.
Yeah.
That's brutal. Okay, one last commercial, and then we're going to get the match of the year.
Oh, so, yeah, never mind.
No, go ahead. What were you going to say?
I just remembered that you already gave it to PWI for making this name. Okay.
Here we go. You missed the whole thing. You weren't even watching it.
I was getting everything ready.
But this is the thing. You missed the whole. Like, that was a really interesting one because they were showing like the wrestling. They were wrestling in the living room first off. Everyone else would fucking see it. But they had Hogan and Andre with the fingers at first. Like, oh, are they foreshadowing something? Because you don't forget about Hogan and Andre. They were gonna do that in '85. Like that whole '84 with Andre dumping champagne. That was all meant to be built up supposedly. Just interesting.
Yeah.
Because they wanted, from what I heard, they wanted to do it in Shea. In like 84, 85.
That would have been huge.
Yeah, but really, I think it's smart the way they did it in 87. Let Hogan establish himself. Do you know what I mean?
And also, thanks to the cartoon and the toy lines, they were getting a whole bunch of new fans all at the same time that they didn't have in 84.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that would have been like I wonder if they would have had Andre just as like a one monster heel and then Hogan beats him. With that formula. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyway, Last from the normal ones, I mean, Wrestler of the Year, we're going to go, let's go Wrestling Eye, Observer, PWI. So Wrestling Eye, who fucking knows who they picked, the morons? You could have picked anybody. They could have picked fucking Cat Lou, but I'm gonna guess Kerry Von Erich.
It is the Hulkster, brother. Hulk Hogan wins Wrestler of the Year. He is, in fact, the cover boy for.
Yeah, you showed me that cover. I should have known that.
He wins it, and first place is Jerry Lawler. Second, Ric Flair. Third, Sergeant Slaughter. Fourth, Dusty Rhodes. 5, Kerry Von Erich. 6, Mike Von Erich. 7,
fucking Mike Von Erich.
7, Kevin Von Erich. 8, David Sammartino. 9, Rick Martel. 10, Paul Orndorff.
They're just picking random fucking names. No one's voting for this shit. They're picking random
David
names.
Sammartino above Martel and Orndorff, though.
Just don't even bother with these.
I don't see it.
I don't
see Mike Von Erich over Kevin either.
Yeah. Who's my Wrestler of the Year?
Is it Mr. Ric Flair?
It definitely is the Nature Boy, Ric Flair. Ric Flair wins it with 523 votes. Ricky Chosu's second with 207 votes. Piper's third with 129. Hogan's fourth, surprisingly, 113 over Brody. Brody's fifth with 86. Honorable mentions Ted DiBiase, Stan Hansen, and the Dynamite Kids. And then the wrestling, I'm going to go Flair also for PWI.
Yeah, Ric Flair.
Yeah.
He wins it with 13,793 votes. There he is holding his plaque. Trying to see here.
Yep.
Ric Flair. And in first runner-up is Hulk Hogan with 12,989 votes. Second runner-up is Rick Martel with 10,711 votes. Third runner-up is Sergeant Slaughter with 7,610 votes. And honorable mentions totaling 13,466 include Kerry and Kevin Von Erich, Magnum TA, Dusty Rhodes, and Tito Santana.
I'm going to go Flair on that one. So technically, Russell and I gets a win. No. PWI and Observer both get a win. Russell and I get shit. So do the tally up for me.
What do you think it is?
I don't know.
PWI wins it with 4. In second place is Wrestling Observer Newsletter with 2. And in third place is Wrestling Eye with 1.
All right. And you forgot something, by the way. Russell was born in 1985. Remember? You forgot that. Oh, I just didn't know. Okay, so are you going to do that now?
Well, I was going to do predictions, but we can do wrestlers born in 1985.
Yes, sir. They're all younger than me. Fuck them. They're all younger than me. Make more money than I have.
I'm only going to mention wrestlers that are a little more well-known.
Okay. Yeah, don't mention the jobbers. Fucking shit. Go ahead.
Pentagon Jr., Lana, Jay Lethal, Tommaso Ciampa, Zack Ryder, Mike Kanellis, Malachi Black, Roman Reigns, Drew McIntyre, Cody Rhodes, Akira Tozawa, Davey Boy Smith Jr., Tony Nese, Jimmy and Jay Uso, Renee Young, Psycho Clown, Oney Lorcan, Taryn Tyrell, and John Moxley.
Oh, that's a pretty big list of people born in 1985. I mean, they don't hold a candle to me, but I mean that's too bad for them. They wanted me at Mania again. I was like, no, I'm not doing it. They said the thing is, if I go to Mania, my match has to be an hour and a half long. I don't want any fucking fans in the stadium. I don't want anyone talking, and I want the radio as my entrance music. And they just
I thought you only wanted to work Armageddon or Judgment Days.
Well, no, the thing is, they were gonna have me for it, but when I talked about the music for the radio, they were concerned by that because they said we can't get the copyright. I'm like, fine, and I just turned it down again. Go with predictions. Let's hear it.
This one's short and sweet. This is Hulk Hogan will keep the WWF title. Barry Windham will go to the NWA and win the world title. George Steele will retire, hopefully. Kerry Von Erich will realize
What's wrong with George Steele?
Kerry Von Erich will realize there are 49 other states outside Texas, but will still stay in Texas. That was Robert Allison from Maple Crest, New York. We have another one here. Starrcade 86 will attract the largest crowd ever. Killer Brooks will turn on Gary Hart. Roddy Piper will get into a violent feud with Tito Santana. Sam Houston will give Ric Flair many tough matches for the NWA World title. Kendall Windham will establish himself as a dominant force in wrestling. That was Forrest Briggs from Anderson, South Carolina, striking out repeatedly.
Yep, yep.
Sheik Adnan El Casey will sign the AWA Barbarian and World Championship Wrestling's Tonga the Barbarian and form the Barbarians, who will take the AWA Tag Team title. New additions to the WWF will include the Fabulous Ones, who will win the tag team titles, Austin Idol, Bruiser Brody, and Dory Funk Jr.
Well, Dory got in there.
He did. Good old Haas. A representative of the Iranian government will present Iron Sheik with the Ayatollah's Superior Service Award on the TNT show. The representative will decide to defect while he's on the show so he can marry his American sweetheart. A wedding will follow the month after on Saturday's main event, but will be interrupted by Iranian terrorists who are accompanied by the Ayatollah's nephew, Chucky, and who will hold the entire crowd of the Nassau Coliseum captive. Hulk Hogan, Andre the Giant, Mr. T, Chuck Norris, and Sylvester Stallone will charge the 50 terrorists and beat them to a bloody pulp. Cyndi Lauper will kick the Ayatollah's nephew, Chucky, in the shins and force him to be in her next video to portray her mother's boyfriend. That was Mark Bell from Titanville, Ohio.
People are fucked.
You went off on the deep end there. I love it. I'm going to do two more here. Hulk Hogan will wrestle a scientific wrestler in the WWF and beat him to prove he is a champion. Rambo will invade the WWF and blow up Vince McMahon. Magnificent Morocco will win the Intercontinental title from Tito Santana due to the salt throwing from Mr. Fuji. The AWA will become exciting again. Dusty Rhodes will win Ric Flair's NWA World title on December 24. So specific.
Yeah.
Andre the Giant will lose 100 pounds and wrestle Hulk Hogan for the WWF belt, but lose to a small package. And last one. That was William Gill from Nutley, New Jersey. And last one, we've got Hulk Hogan will learn to wrestle. Eddie Elner will quit acting like Dan Shockett. Rick Martel will stop being so wishy-washy. Baby Doll will leave Tully Blanchard to marry Dusty Rhodes. Ric Flair will remain NWA World Champion throughout the year, but will meet some tough challenges from Jim Duggan. Tito Santana will again lose the Intercontinental title to Don Morocco, making Morocco a three-time champion. Mark Youngblood will retire from wrestling in grievance over his departed brother. Chris Adams will defeat Rick Martel for the AWA World title. Jim Brunzell will return to the AWA and reform the High Flyers with Greg Gagne. The Von Erichs will each scoop up a major singles title. That was Steve Ryan from Brockport, New York.
Oh, I have an uncle named Steve Ryan. That's what wasn't him. All right. So let's jump into my awards and we'll be all done for the evening, people. Feud of the year.
Is it Orndorff Piper?
Oh, DiBiase and Duggan. Tiger Mask, Kobashi, Chozu and Tenryu, Hogan and Piper, Blanchard and TA. Most impressive.
Dynamite Kid?
Dynamite Kid, Tiger Mask, Ric Flair, and Teddy DiBiase. Most washed up.
Oh, man. Let's see. Is it Rufus R. Freight Train Jones?
Sergeant Slaughter. Adrian Adonis, Kevin Von Erich, Brian Blair, and Junkyard Dog. They loved Brian Blair for a long time. They don't like him anymore. Oh. Most obnoxious personality.
Is it Vince McMahon?
Vince McMahon Jr., baby. Gino Monsoon is second. Gene Okerlund, Dusty Rhodes, and Hulk Hogan. I don't mention Bill Apter. Bill Apter gets an honorable mention. I think it's funny. Best on interviews.
Is it Ric Flair?
Jim Cornette. Ric Flair's second, Piper's third. Hayes is fourth, and Cowboy Bill Watts is fifth. Best technical wrestler.
Is that Dynamite Kid?
Fujinami. Dynamite Kid second. Best brawler.
Bruiser Brody?
Stan Hansen.
Oh.
Brody's second, Duggan's third. Most charismatic.
Is that Hogan?
Hogan, yeah. Chose second. Road Warriors the third. Most agile wrestler.
Tiger Mask?
Tiger Mask, yeah. The strongest wrestler, because they know how strong they are. I don't know how that's possible, but
is it Animal?
It's Animal. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck's with Animal. Like, is he doing something we don't know about? Like, most overrated.
Hulk Hogan?
Hogan. Dusty Rhodes the second. Junkyard was third. Slaughter's fourth. Andre's fifth. Most underrated. Most underrated.
Ooh. 85. Is it my boy Brett?
Bobby Eaton. Brad Armstrong second. Brett doesn't make the list. Best circuit, so best promotion.
Is it New Japan?
All Japan. Mid-South second. Japanese girls, that's how they call it, is third. Crockett, and then New Japan. Best show. Best TV show.
I want to say New Japan TV.
No, Mid-South.
Okay. Yeah, of course. Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Of course.
Best wrestling maneuver. If you guess the person who does it, I'll give it to you.
Is it Kobayashi?
Tiger Mask dives out of the ring. Number 2, Dynamite Kid Super Suplex. Superplex. That's weird. Maybe they fucking misspell that. The Hardest Worker.
Dynamite? Oh, no, Flair.
Flair, yeah. Biggest Shock. This is fun. Well, not all the time. Some of it's kind of dark, actually. I shouldn't say it's fun.
Is it Eddie Graham? Suicide?
WWF getting on network TV. Number 2, WrestleMania Hype. Number 3, Media Explosion. Number 4, Death and Jay Youngblood. Number 5, Brody walking out on Baba. Number 6, Eddie Graham Suicide. So I guess people weren't too surprised by that. You know, in Heels, they kind of do that little gimmick. Did you hear about that? In Heels?
No, don't tell me. Spoil it.
Well, no, it's not giving anything away. Like, the second you see it, they talk about it. I think they use an Eddie Graham kind of character. Yeah, you can't hear it. You fucking
can't hear you. Now, I think that would be an interesting Dark Side of the Ring episode.
What's that, Eddie Graham?
Eddie and Mike Graham. And son. All three of them. 3 generations.
It's crazy. Oh, Eddie Graham. Mike Graham's son died too of suicide?
Yeah.
When did that happen?
That happened before Mike died. So
okay, yes, I remember that now. Yeah.
When Mike was alive, it was like his dad committed suicide and his son committed suicide, and then he was done.
That's fucked up. Best television announcer. Did you hear my question?
Yeah, I'm thinking.
Okay.
Is it Jim Ross?
Lance Russell.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Jesse Ventura's second, Bill Watts, Nick Bockwinkel, and Jim Ross's fifth. Reader's favorite wrestler.
Ric Flair?
Ric Flair. Terry Funk, Bruiser Brody. The worst wrestler.
Is this one Uncle Elmer?
It is Uncle Elmer. Lance Von Erich second, Kendall Wyndham's third, Cousin Jr., George Steele. Worst tag team.
Oh, man. Is it the Hillbillies?
It is. They put Bunny and Sun at third. I don't like that. Even though Bunny and Sun were good, they were a pretty awesome tag team for storyline wise. Do you know what I mean?
Cool.
Worst television show.
Is it AWA?
Florida. All American Wrestling second, Central States, Primetime Wrestling, and then Pro Wrestling USA. Worst manager.
Is it Mr. Fuji?
The Mr. Fuji Award. Paul Jones, Sheik Casey. Okay. Worst television announcer.
Is this David Crockett?
Gorilla Monsoon, baby. Yeah. Worst feud.
Oh, man. 85. Is it Hillbillies and Brutus?
Slaughter against Boris Zukov. Andre and Stud second. Worst on interviews.
Andre?
No, Thunderbolt Patterson. Andre's fifth. You got Lance Von Erich, Mike Von Erich, Kerry Von Erich, then Andre, then Buck Zumhoff. And I mean, Buck's bad at a lot of things. Escaping certain areas.
He's not very good at it.
He's not good at it. I just go to the bathroom. He just arrested. I'm going to jail for 30 years. I go to the bathroom. I gotta fucking run out there. They'll never find me. Worst match of the year. I remember reading this once and laughing my ass off. It's probably fucking dog shit awful. It's bad for 85, bro.
Is it Stud and Atlas?
Albano against Blassie.
Oh, wow.
Could you imagine that fucking match? How bad that would be? Like, Blassie can't even move at this point. What are you, fucking insane? Like, Andre and Stud, Wahoo and the Voodoo Malumba, Hogan and Piper, Flair and Rhodes. And ladies and gentlemen, I think that is it. Yes, it is. Okay. So that's that. Yeah, that match would be fucking awful, man. Oh my God. Like, you know what it'd be? Albano just blading right on the open. Right on
he was working baby.
Yeah, he was working baby, so I don't know what he'd be doing.
It would be interesting to see the type of I wouldn't even call it train wreck. It would be a shipwreck.
let me throw one more commercial because this is an interesting one and it's kind of funny. This is Terry Funk in 85.
He's from 6 to 7. I want you people to be sure and tune in to WWF Wrestling and watch it right here on Channel 10. And you'll see some great athletes and some great competitors. You also might have a chance to look at Terry Funk once in a while at least.
Championship Wrestling, Saturday night at 6.
He's a badass heel, man. He's playing such a face in that one.
Yeah.
Like, he's playing hardcore face.
Well, because Amarillo, you couldn't boo Terry and Amarillo.
Yeah, they knew who he was. He was a bit of a big deal. All right. So that was 1985. That was fun. Yeah, that was interesting. There was cool commercials. I love the commercials, man. I'm a big fan of the commercials. Let's see if I can get everything out of there. I did. I pretty much got a couple LJM ones left, but I'm not going to throw them up. We did enough LJM ones.
I just want to say something.
Yeah.
We've been doing this for a while now, and we've had a lot of different magazines, whether it be Wrestling's Main Event, Wrestling Eye, but mostly Pro Wrestling Illustrated. This is my favorite cover.
Yeah, that's cool.
My favorite cover for all of the year-end awards issues, and high up there for covers. Period. I always liked this when I would look at it when they would have the back issues, whether it be on the back of the magazine or within the magazine, and I always thought it looked pretty neat.
Just try to order the back issues, see if they'll come in. Send money there. Like, why isn't it here? Because we fucking went on it. That was like 30 years ago. What's wrong with you? I'm not getting my back issue. Fucking assholes. I'm gonna go to Better Business Bureau and make a complaint. Yeah, so that was good. That was fun. So I know you're watching. I know some of you are watching. Hit that fucking subscribe button. I gotta eat, man. I got a cat back here. This fucking cat eats like 3-4 times a day. I can't keep affording to feed this cat.
You know, I believe that let's walk before we run. I would be happy with some interaction in the comment section. Let us know how we're doing. Yeah. And if you're listening to this via our good friends at Shooting the Shiznit, let us know on our YouTube channel.
And a PS on our Twitter, PWI versus WON.
Yes. And yeah, we're on the World Wide Web. We're out there. You can find us if you're interested.
Facebook page, Newsstand versus Newsletter Facebook page.
Yeah. And honestly, Scotty, 1985, top 3 years for professional wrestling for me.
Oh, yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. Even though like Mania was kind of like a glorified house show. Like, I mean, it was really, but it was still a lot of fun. And yeah, no, it was good. The Saturday Main Event's a lot of fun back then. Very different from Saturday Main Event in like 88 per se. Like,
yeah, that's what 85. It has that regional vibe still.
Yeah.
You know how they would have a different appearance for a Spectrum show than they would for a Boston Garden show, which they would for an MSG show. And All-Star looked a little different from Championship because they were in different arenas. And
well, I know, keep going.
Oh, I was just going to say, and then you had like TNT doing their own thing.
Well, they were still doing like uncopyrighted music up to like November because when they were doing Number Bites of Dust, they were doing Thriller for the opening of Championship. So I mean, they were, but I mean, Vince is probably paying it. But and at the end of that year, that's the end where Schultz beats the shit out of Stolzel, and it's in December of '85 where he slaps the shit out of him. No, December of '84. I'm sorry, that's my bad. So I'm a year behind. Yeah. But I like watching that. It makes me smile because what, like, of all people to ask if wrestling's fake, you're gonna ask that fucking lunatic?
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
These were released relatively close to each other. The cover dates for both, one is April 86, the other is March of 86. What is your guess for the cost of both of these magazines?
$4.95 and $2.95.
Now we're talking Canada?
$6.95 and $4.95 in Canada.
Oh, whoa. No, you're way off. Wrestling Eye, $2.75 Canada, and PWI, $3.50 Canada.
Oh. Well,
this was not $3.50, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. Now, how's it pay to get that? Let's not talk about that, right?
Let's not discuss that. But if you have 81, 82, 83, hop into our DMs. We would love to have a conversation with you. The 2000s, I can get that. Don't worry about that.
Just eBay is fucking killing us. All right, people. All right. Well, that's the episode 1985 of Newsstand versus Newsletter. Make sure you subscribe, like, all that good stuff. We will see you next time on another episode of Newsstand versus Newsletter.
Beautiful plaque. Okay, the first one is Billy Jack. Billy Jack was voted by all you fans all over the world as the most improved wrestler of the year, and I'd like to give him the plaque right now. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce the man who received over 12,000 votes. 12,000 votes as the most popular wrestler of the year. Ladies and gentlemen, here's the plaque, and now here's the man who won it by your choice, the former World Heavyweight Wrestling Champion.